Howdy, it's December. Welcome to another Calgary Real Estate Show. This time our November market wrap up. Just trying to get us live on Instagram as well. There we are. We're live on Instagram too. So welcome. Whether you're watching this now on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, Jaden's LinkedIn. Where else are you broadcasting, Jaden?
I think my Facebook, there might be something with Instagram tied into the I don't know. I don't get the social media stuff. It just, I push the button and it goes where it goes.
Yeah, exactly. All righty. Well, let's get right to our weekly stats. I'm not sure why it's still saying October. It's not October. These are updated though. So here we go. So again, this week we had a slight increase, not increase, but sales overtook new listings for the second week in a row. And really, if you look at the last 4 weeks, we've been in a very strong seller's position from a sale to new listing ratio perspective. Pendings went down. I think we're seeing this December slowdown because obviously sales are down significantly from last week and the last 4 weeks. Days on market, 43 days on market. So I'm going to explain a little bit. We'll talk a little bit about why days on market is up because these are an average of detached, semi-detached, row townhouse and apartments. And I'll give you a little hint. It's not row, it's not semi, it's not detached that are the challenge right now. So active and pending. Yeah, look at that. So down right around 722 listings from 5 weeks ago. I think we're going to be into the 3,000s by the time this month ends. That is my prediction. The way it's going. Natalie, what did last year, same week, look like?
Well, last year we had a total sales of 356. This year, 374. So we're up 5%. New listings last year, 442. This year, 416. So we're down 6%. Actives last year were 3,008. This year, 4,248. So we're up 41%. Pendings last year, 535. This year, 578. So we're up 8%. And days on market last year was 30. This year, 43. So it's up 43%.
Yeah, exactly. So a couple of stats to point out there. Again, this is just a snapshot in time, but really for the last couple of weeks, our sales were above last year and our new listings were below last year. So that's an interesting trend that we'll continue to watch here in December. So if you first time that you're watching us, we do this big recap once a month and then every week on all these same channels with just a shorter, like a 2-minute, depends how long Jaden talks is really how long it goes.
Yeah, way to go, Jaden.
I'm kidding. Always brings us great information. All right, and over to you. It's like, now I want to leave.
Yeah, I've got nothing to say. Sorry, guys. Yeah, no, it's...
Good to see you, Jaden. Merry Christmas.
No, figure it out on your own.
Yeah, that's right. No, you'll see there's not a lot of change this week, honestly, from last week. The big thing is we're waiting on next week when the Bank of Canada makes their final interest rate decision of 2024. And the big question for that is, are we going to go down a quarter point or a half point? I think there's been some conflicting data that might show that they're more likely to do a quarter point. I believe that they still see the big picture and that a half point is on the way here. That some of the things that have come out that they'll realize that those are one-offs and things like that, and we'll be looking at a half point. So really, when you're looking at those variables, they should be coming down significantly, right? So we're right now prime is at 5.95. I think by the end of this year, we're looking at 5.45, and then going to next year, some of the discounts will come down and things like that. So it's really one of the things that we're seeing a lot right now is, fixed rates have gone up slightly. There's a lot of volatility in this market. When there's volatility, there's also opportunity. So if you signed into a mortgage in the last 18 to 24 months, we should definitely be talking about if that's the right product for you, because it's, the way that the rates have been moving, there might be an opportunity to significantly decrease your monthly payments with maybe not too big of a penalty right now. So really the sales and when you're buying a house, you date the rate, you marry the house, like Mark always says. But if you're into that rate right now, you can break up with it and move on to a better lady rate for you that will save you a bunch of money over time. So that's the big thing right now. I think December for mortgage brokers is probably a bit more refinance season than purchase season.
Right.
Usually. Yeah.
Did you just say lady rate?
He did.
Whatever, whatever.
That is funny.
Or beautiful or
Okay, so
handsome
here
rate.
I want to ask you a question. What is the rate hold? How long can people get a rate hold for?
120 days. 120 days.
120 days.
120 days. But there's, if you're working with the right broker, probably not banker, but right broker, and what we'll do is we'll just keep pushing that out. So if we see that rate changes are coming up and we have a rate hold for you in place already, but we get that email tonight at midnight, rates are going up, we'll just lock in a new rate hold, and then all of a sudden you're pushed out for another 120 days. So
and should rates go down, they can also get a lower rate, right?
Absolutely. But so, like, let's say you've actually bought a place and it's closing 119 days from now. We will get you the best rate. So if rates are, on the 5-year fixed, they're 4.29, but 119 days from now, they're actually 3.89. Before you close, we'll get you that 3.89.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So I want to, as we're on the interest rate, sorry, Natalie, as we're on this interest rate slide, I'm gonna just throw something out there.
Oof.
Let's say you've been looking for a house, you're waiting for rates to come down. Do you think that house prices will go up or down when rates start coming down, guys? Yeah, they're going up. They're going up. It's going to be a supply and demand thing. We've already seen that inventory coming down as we get to the end of the year. So here's what you do. You go looking with your two favorite realtors, Mark and Natalie. You buy a house now. You have a rate hold, so you know what your highest mortgage rate is going to be. If there's a 0.5 point decrease in December, if there's a 0.5 point decrease in January, you're golden, because you're not going to be competing with all the other schmoes that go off looking in, I shouldn't say schmoes, but all those other people that traditionally go looking in spring, right? I apologize. You're not a schmo, but you're just like everyone else. Now you're getting some market intelligence from us that you can beat the spring rush and get a little bit longer possession. Maybe somebody will give you 90 days because there's maybe less activity right now. Anyway, just a thought, just throwing it out there. And no, you're not a schmo. My apologies.
Thank you for that clarification. I will not insult anybody on this stream today. You two have taken care of it for us, so it's all good. All right, I was going to do my goofy, bad, ugly house pictures, but it's a month before Christmas. Less than a month before. Oh, go back.
Oh,
okay,
sorry.
Anyway. So we're doing the biggest trends for this year, which you've just jumped ahead, but that's okay. So jewel tones and colorful tapered candles are a big one this year. So that can go anywhere from candlesticks to velvet stockings, ornaments, anything you want to do. Tree collars. I think they're so cute. They look like a little basket. How would you not love them? Instead of a tree skirt. I don't know. Gives you a little more room on your floor.
Yeah, I like that's cool. That's cool.
I know, it is cool. A return to organic greenery. Now, I'm going to say I'm guilty of the non-organic greenery because I kill every live plant that I've ever had. But I do love the smell of a fresh cut tree and a handmade wreath and natural garland. I'm not a fan of it shedding all over my floor, but you put it up a couple of weeks before Christmas, it should be safe by then. So don't do it 6 weeks before. It'll be brown.
Jaden,
look like.
Yeah, sorry. Are you, Jaden, are you guys natural or fake tree?
Fake tree. And this year, going to Brazil for a month, no tree.
No. Oh.
Yeah.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Good to know.
All right.
Mixed metals, Natalie.
Mixed metals. Yeah. So that's putting, your silver, your gold, some bronze, whatever you want to do. It's like the table runner there is gold with like a metal aluminum infused. So yeah, you can do whatever you want basically. And the last one is nostalgic decor, which is a big thing. We're seeing a lot of this actually, where people are sort of doing more of a minimalist style, and they're doing stuff that reminds them of when they were kids and making like popcorn garlands or, the old, your little globe, that kind of thing, or the red velvet bows. So yeah, that's all I've got. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Yes. Happy New Year. Awesome. So here is our market recap for the month of November. Overall, so you're going to see the stats on the screen there. I'm just going to kind of do a little paraphrasing here from the Calgary Real Estate Board. Essentially, we saw some inventory increasing, but not necessarily in lower price points, right? So I posted a video on all of our socials the other day about, are we in a seller's market in South Calgary? And there was 35 sales, and like 31% of them were 100% and above asking. The highest was 113. So it really depends on the price point that you're in, but let's get into the actual breakdowns here. So our detached price did go up 7% year over year, down slightly month over month. That's like $4,000. Sales were up over last year by 6%. New listings were up 4%. Our inventory ended up the month 29% up. Supply at 2.14 months. Now, although that's up 22%, I would still propose that that is a seller's market, but again, depends on your price point. If you're a million plus, there's probably more inventory. You can see days on market there at 34, which is, I would say for this time of year, that's pretty normal. Similar story on semi-detached, 8% up for pricing, a little bit down month over month. Again, that's a few grand. Sales are up 24% year over year, though. New listings also up 24%. Inventory ended the month up 33%. Look at the supply, still only 2.10. And so that, it's up slightly from the previous month, and days on market at 31. So that was one of the tighter segments that we had in the month of November. Row townhouses up 8% year over year, down again 0.004 month over month. Sales are up 24%, new listings up 9%, inventory up 60% by the end of the month. But look at the supply, that ended up less than 2 months. So again, we talk about row townhouses. They have been the hottest category in Calgary real estate over the last couple of years, and they kind of continue to be that. Days on market at 35, and now we're going to talk about our friends over that own apartments. So if you look at this stat, prices are up 9% year over year, only down 0.001 month over month. That's all not too bad. Now I got to give a little bit of bad news. So sales are down 24% year over year. That's big. Listings only down 3% year over year, but look at where the inventory ended up, 68% up year over year. Supply 3.45 months. That's over double what it was a year ago. And look at the days on market. So once we start getting to days on market like 45, supply of 3.45 months, that's when we're starting to see some oversupply in the market. And that is when you're going to start seeing prices come down. I mean, they have been coming down month over month here for the last few months. Now, Calgary Real Estate Board says that's a normal thing in fall. I don't know, like if we have less supply, then prices would still go up month over month, but that's just me. So there you go. There's the city of Calgary story. I almost forgot our bedroom communities. Airdrie prices up across the board. Overall, if you look at detached and semi-detached, they're typically very similar to Calgary. They're dropping $3,000 to $4,000 a month right now. Row townhouses similarly a little bit less, and apartments very flat to last year. Their new listings were up 21%, sales down 9%, inventory up 78% in Airdrie. So if you're shopping in Airdrie right now for a home, that's a great market to be shopping in. And then supply is 2.73, so higher than overall we are in Calgary, and that's up 96% year over year. Cochrane price increases, not as much as Airdrie. And then when you look at their new listings, slightly up over last year, sales up over last year as well. Their total inventory is up 18%, and then their months of supply 2.65. Still not too bad. That's pretty. I wouldn't say balanced, swinging more on the seller side for sure. And then Okotoks, this is where we saw a detached price increase month over month. Again, these are really small numbers, but when there's limited supply like there is in Okotoks, that is what happens. Detached, semi-detached, both up 7%. Row townhouses up 12%, and apartments up 6%. New listings up 23%, sales up 33%. Inventory was actually down year over year as where it ended the month. Look at the months of supply in Okotoks, 27% lower than last year at 1.44. That is a strong overall seller's market in Okotoks. So I'm just going to take that off the screen. I want to share one more thing because we only do this once a month now. Now, can I find it, of course? I'm on the wrong screen. Shoot. What was it called again? Anyway, essentially, I'll just paraphrase for you. City of Calgary is considering major changes to the short-term rental policies. So, for example, and I'm going to paraphrase here, so put it in the comments if I got anything wrong, which I, of course, always do. But one of the big changes is a short-term rental is going to be considered anything less than 6 months, right? So that's a major change. They're changing licensing, so making it almost impossible for non-residents to own short-term rentals. If I read that correctly, they're increasing fees, and they may stop issuing licenses if the rental rates, I believe, drop below 1%, I believe it was the vacancy rate. Essentially, what they're saying is short-term rentals don't allow people to long-term rent them. Of course, that makes sense. Yeah, put your comments down below. Curious what your thoughts are. But that will be a fairly significant blow to people that are doing short-term rentals, Airbnbs, and then Airbnb is going to have to cooperate to operate in the city of Calgary. That's the paraphrasing that I understand it as. So if you have questions about that, if you're thinking about getting into short-term rentals, absolutely, please reach out. There are so many apartment condos that are either moving to remove them or have removed them already. So don't rely on anyone else but an actual realtor that can find that out for you through the bylaws. So there you go. There you go. That is it. And Jaden, we won't ask you when you're leaving because we don't want people out there to know, but have a great time. We'll call you after and chat about that. But have an amazing time in Brazil.
Yes.
Thank you very much. And Merry Christmas, you guys. I'll miss the snow, but I'll think about it.
No, you won't.
While I'm sipping a margarita. Yeah.
With your Santa hat on.
That's right. Yeah.
Yes. And your red Speedo.
Yeah, well, absolutely. Yeah. And that's the only two things, obviously.
Yeah. Given. Yeah, exactly.
Love it.
So this is our last live of 2024. Thank you everyone for tuning in throughout the year. You'll hear from us. I've been posting every day, so you won't miss seeing us. But this is our last live of the year. Thank you, Jaden, for everything you've done for our clients and for the show.
Absolutely.
This year. And we will talk to you in 2025 live, but we'll see you on social media well before then. Have a great day, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Bye.